Shove it, man!
Shove it, squad, it's the king of the gut punch, the Hawk here. It might not yet be the weekend, but I'm going to give you all an evening treat, so maybe go for a run tomorrow to burn it all off. Today's video was not a Patreon request, but it was requested by about 1,000 people on YouTube, so I've got to do it, haven't I? A quick update on the BROTHERHOOD fundraiser. He's extremely thankful and grateful for all your support so far, but there's one person who isn't happy, and that's me, the Hawk. I said I would donate 500 of my hard-earned Hawk pounds if we reached $1,000. I was kind of joking about it because I thought it wouldn't happen, but the Hawk is a man of his word, so I've got to do it. It's a bit near to Christmas though, so I'm going to do it in 2 halves. I hope that's okay with all of you. And if not, shut up or I'll smack you one. And of course,
if you know a wrestler who could do the J-O-B to the H-A-W-K, any night, any day, shove their name in the comment section, Jack.
Okay, the Curryman. Will I be a fan or should I hit him with a frying pan? So this one all starts at the end of 2007 after Christopher Daniels gets fired in storyline terms due to his Feast or Fired briefcase. He's back just a couple of months later portraying this new masked character from New Japan Wrestling. So the elephant in the room here. The Curryman thing did not start in TNA. It was a thing in Japan long before. Now we've got that out of the way. Happy? Good. You better be or I'll smack you with a brick. Match 1, tag match, the fart and shit obsession with Christy Hemme versus Tiger Mask. And he's hot, he's spicy, he tastes great, Curryman. He has a mask on with a plate of curry glued to his head. He's dancing around the ring and the crowd already seem to like him. They give his entrance a "This is awesome" chant. The Tiger Mask starts this one before tagging our guy in. They hit a double elbow knockdown. Curryman proceeds to dance on "Don't Let Him Near a Mike Rave's back." He also hits a jawbreaker and smacks Jimmy one. Curryman tries a suplex but Lance Hoyt cheats and comes in. Curryman tries to give him a crossbody but he gets caught and hit with a catatonic. More cheating goes on behind the ref's back now. Jimmy knees him in the gut and scores a basement dropkick for a 2. Hoyt comes back in now but he fails to take Curryman out in the corner and he manages to tag out. The match breaks down and Curryman sends Rave into Hoyt. Then he picks Rave up in a torture rack slam which he calls the Spice Rack. Hoyt breaks up the pinfall. Mask then saves Curryman for a Hoyt big boot and then he hits a huge crossbody block dive to the outside on the big man. Tiger Mask hits a diving headbutt for the 3 on Rave. A fun first match, a win, and he got the crowd massively behind him. Debuts don't go much better on Ring of the Hawk. He just needed it to be a longer match than what he had. This one's a B. Match 2, the fart and shit obsession with Christy Hemme who are like nails on a chalkboard. Not just Hemme but all 3 of them. By the way, support Jimmy Rave. Links in the description. Versus Curryman and Sharkboy. Sharkboy and Rave start the match. The Shark has just started his Stone Cold gimmick. Curryman comes in dancing as Rave is down in the corner. He's too distracted and Rave cuts him off and tags out. Hoyt is now in trying to dance but the Curryman struggles to take him down. Curryman invites Hoyt to try and take him down but instead Curryman trips him up and dances on Hoyt's back. Curryman gets him down yet again and then he hits an ass to the face. Now we get a double 10 punches in the corner but Rave breaks free and crashes into his own partner. Hoyt then hits a big boot square to the jaw. The big man picks Curryman up again with a fireman's carry slam. Rave gets in with a knee to the gut and a basement dropkick. Hemme then decides to scream in Curryman's ear which must have deafened him. Hoyt tries another slam but the Curryman slips away and gives him a jawbreaker to bring the Shark in. He gives both his opponents the stunner. Curryman hits the Spice Rack on Jimmy Rave. And then, because he's a nice guy, he lets his partner know he can make the cover. This one's done. It's all good and promising so far. He's very entertaining, but slightly lacking in the moves department. This one's a C. Match 3, handicap match. Brother Devon with Brother Ray and Johnny Devine versus Curryman, who now has an entrance with Cool Production, and Sharkboy. It's supposed to be a tag match, but there's a stipulation that the Dudleys have to weigh in at less than 275 in order to compete. Devon makes it whilst the scales look like they're about to snap in half. Brother Ray is too fat, unfortunately. Sharkboy gets destroyed for half the match. The overweight Brother Ray also cheats on the outside. Devon misses his diving headbutt and the man is able to come in. He scoop slams Devon and dances on his chest. Curryman also gives him a jaw breaker. Then he hangs the smaller Dudley in the corner and hits a running ass to the back. Curryman looks to hit an attack from the top but he gets smashed with a scale by Bubba and that's enough to put Curryman away. Not a great match from his perspective. He did almost nothing and they lost a handicap match. It was due to cheating of course, so I'll give it a D for benefit of the doubt. Up next, Curryman gets to cut a promo and he's welcome to TNA. He's only on his 4th match. He dances with the generic blonde. He tries to speak Japanese, but he's actually just saying wrestlers' names from Asia. Sharkboy has no idea what he's on about and tells him to shut up.
Konnichiwa! Watashi wa Curryman desu. Kobashi Kenta. Misa wa Mitsuharu Nakamura Shinsuke ne? Hey, but you better go out there ready to whip somebody's ass. And that's a fishing line, cause Sharkboy said so.
Match 4, handicap match. Sharkboy and Curryman versus Brother Ray with Devon and Johnny Devine. This time Devon's too fat and Ray isn't. Curryman will start this one and he gets a 2 from a roll-up. He goes for it again with a crucifix. Then Brother Ray splits Curryman in half like a naan bread. Ray starts doing a worm with happiness. The Curryman eventually wakes up and he's able to hit a jawbreaker and strikes. Our guy then gets distracted by Brother Ray's entourage on the outside and he gets booted in the slash zone. Brother Devon cheats on the outside, sending him into the crowd barrier. Strangely, in the ring, Ray starts doing a leg scissors, but Curryman won't tap out. Ray keeps trying and slams him and drops the elbow. Curryman eventually manages a forward roll without spilling a single grain of rice from his plate and he gets the shark in. Sharkboy should have the match won, but Johnny Devine is in the ring. Curryman gets rid of him and dives on him to the outside. Now Devon is in the ring, but Sharkboy takes him out. The ref chooses to do nothing and stares at Devon whilst Brother Ray smashes Sharkboy with the scales. This one's over, not much again, it's a D. Match 5, tag match. Curryman and Sharkboy are supposed to be taking on the Dudleys, but neither of them make the weight this time. This causes Sharkboy to issue an open challenge, and it's answered by RELLIK, that's Killer spelt backwards, and Fat Rain. The monsters jump them straight away. The Killer hits a kick. Then the monsters drop Curryman across the ropes and onto his face. The Shark starts doing well, so Curryman gets a breather. He hits a running ass to Rain and RELLIK in the corner. Curryman hits a top rope crossbody next on Black Rain, but it's not over as Brother Ray distracts the referee. Johnny Devine is in the ring now and he nails a kendo stick shot to our man. Surprisingly, he kicks out at 2. Curryman dives into his enemies on the outside. Sharkboy then wins with a stunner on Fat Rain. It's hard grading such a short match. I'll give him a C for what he did in this one. Match 6, over the top rope battle royal. The Shark and the Curryman try to work together in this one. They actually manage to team up and eliminate Lance Hoyt with a double clothesline. The monsters also team up and they drop Curryman on his face. Somehow he gets through to the final 4 competitors. Then Curryman eliminates a charging Petey Williams. It's all going too well for our guy until RELLIK, that's Killer spelt backwards, hits him with a big kick. Curryman and Rave briefly work together and Curryman is able to hit RELLIK with an ass to the face. Then he picks Rave up with a spice rack and throws him out the ring. Impressive. RELLIK kicks him in the side of his plate, so it's probably over now. Killer then chucks him out. Curryman lands on Jimmy Rave and he dances with happiness on his back. The crowd are coming unhinged for this guy. Curryman gets back in the ring and dodges another kick. He hits the jawbreaker and a clothesline to eliminate RELLIK. Wow, a battle royal on Ring of the Hawk where our competitor actually wins. Incredibly rare. I've not seen that since the Bridgewater Bay Burger Eating Buffet. It's a rare Ring of the Hawk, eh?
Oh yeah!
Because of this win, Curryman and Sharkboy get to choose their pay-per-view match. Match 7, Destination X 2008, Fish Market Street Fight. The Dudleys with Johnny Devine versus Curryman and Sharkboy. So this one should be fun. This is one of the most infamous matches in TNA history. It's a street fight, but instead of weapons we get fish. If the Dudleys lose this one, they'll also be fired. The Dudleys have to weigh in again before the match, but somehow they both make it. As soon as they've made it, Johnny Devine immediately feeds them because they've been able to starve themselves in order to get in shape for the match. Curryman and Sharkboy try to roll them up whilst they're distracted. Curryman then hits the ass to the back of Devon Dudley. Then he hits a double back body drop with his partner. Our guys also hit a double drop kick to send Blubber Ray out the ring. The Dudleys try to bail from the match, so our guys stop them on the ramp. Curryman throws Bubba's massive head into the fish cart and then drills him in the back with a fish. Curryman continues hitting Bubba with the fishes whilst he pulls comical facial expressions. Our guy now has a fishing rod with a ho-ho on the end. I have no idea what a ho-ho is, but Bubba seems to like it. Curryman catches him on the hook and then he reels him in. He follows it up with a dive to the outside. Bubba finally turns it around with an eye gouge, but not for long as Curryman gets a fishing net. He wraps it around Bubba and smacks him with another fish. Curryman dances with happiness and then he charges at Bubba, but he gets a back body drop into the fish cart. Ray starts launching fish at Curryman, then he gets mad and throws fish into the crowd. Both teams are working hard to make this an entertaining match. Johnny Devine then gets involved as usual with his kendo stick. For the first time in a while we get into the ring where Devon hits the spinning elbow. Then we get the funniest what's up I've ever seen and Bubba French kisses the carp and smashes it into Curryman's bargees. Curryman is now in the tree of woe and they hit him with the kendo stick and a fishing rod. Team 3D both try dives, but our guy dodges them both and SHARKBOY nails them with a top rope double clothesline. Then there's a botch involving DEVINE and Curryman, and DEVINE is able to hit the saving grace. The Dudleys try what's up, but it gets turned around and SHARKBOY hits Bubba with a carp in the slash zone. SHARKBOY doesn't French kiss it though. Next up, Curryman gets a 2 on a top rope crossbody. Both Dudleys get sent into each other and SHARKBOY and Curryman hit double X Factors for another 2. The dominance continues as we hit double DDTs from the top for yet another 2. It all goes wrong when we try 10 punches in the corner. SHARKBOY gets hit with the Doomsday, so he's probably gone for a bit now. Now Curryman starts hitting Bubba with a trash can. Johnny Devine tries to help his teammates out of powder, but Curryman's able to dodge the attack and it hits Bubba. The half man, half Curry launches Devine out of the ring and he crashes through a table. They celebrate too soon and DEVINE flattens them with a double clothesline. Then Bubba, who's still blinded, gets confused and he helps Curryman hit the 3D on DEVINE. That's how this one ends, so a massive win for our guy and a really great match. This should have been terrible, but props to all 4 guys for making it work. I'm about to make you all drop your mango chutney, and that shit doesn't wash out the carpet. It's a second ring at the Hawkeye in a row.
Yeah!
I believe if he gets another in the next match, that's a first ever. Match 8, PETEY Williams with RHAKA versus Curryman. PETEY starts out trying to intimidate him, but he just makes the Curryman dance more. Curryman takes him down and dances on his back. This angers PETEY and he sends him out the ring and dives down on him with a hurricanrana. PETEY comes back in with a jaw breaker for a 2 count. PETEY Williams then hits a back breaker and spins around in circles for a neck breaker. The Curryman tries to mount a comeback, but he gets dropped on the ropes and drop kicked. PETEY now looks for the Russian leg sweep, but Curryman finally counters something and he nails a big drop kick. Curryman starts to hit some big time strikes and he bows to the crowd. Next up he hits his special ass to the back. Now he nails a big time crossbody from the top, but RHAKA takes the ref away. Curryman dances at her and then shoves PETEY into her. Straight away he snaps out a Northern Light suplex for the 3. I'm surprised how strong his booking is. Christopher Daniels didn't used to be pushed so hard. It's not an A though, unfortunately, there just wasn't enough here, it's a C. Match 9, Lockdown 2008, Escape match for the X-Division title. Not had one of these on Ring of the Hawk before. The challengers are Curryman, Johnny Devine who spits chewing gum at a fan, Consequences Creed, SONJAY Dutt, SHARKBOY and the champion is Jay Lethal. This match starts out of elimination by pinfall and then the final 2 have to have a cage match with escape rules only. SONJAY accidentally punches the Curryman which brings him into the match. Lethal and Dutt work together to drop SONJAY onto the Curryman. That upsets him and he works with Sharky to hit double powerbombs from the top rope. Creed then hops up to the top and he hit tosses Johnny Devine from the top onto our guy and the Shark. SONJAY Dutt is the first man eliminated. Creed tries to beat up Curryman and he gets his bell rung and an ass to the back. Creed eliminates SHARKBOY to loud boos now as he hits the Creedy T. Creed is really dominating and he hits a rolling clothesline on the Curryman for a 2. Consequences Creed tries the back suplex but he gets dropped on his face. Now Curryman climbs right to the top of the cage. Devine stops him by shaking the cage. Johnny Devine gets stopped and then he misses a shooting star. Didn't realise he was capable of one. Curryman waits at the top for a while before hitting a big senton onto Creed and Devine. Curryman's up quickly and he eliminates Creed with the Spice Rack. Devine almost rolls him up straight away, but our guy doesn't go down so easily. We work with Jay Lethal now to hit a Spinebuster clothesline combination. Curryman follows that up by almost rolling up Jay Lethal. Lethal tries a top rope dive but misses and the man hits the Spice Rack. It should be over, but Johnny Devine kicks Curryman in the face and his finisher, the Divine Intervention, gets nailed. That's enough to eliminate Curryman, unfortunately. With escape rules on, Devine thinks he's going to win, but Lethal has the pace to dive out the door to retain his belt. This was a pretty nice match and we played part in most of the big moments. It's another A for his performance. Match 10, tag match, Curryman who has a new hat on and he teams with his best friend SHARKBOY. They take on the Motor City Machine Guns. Man, this crowd are full of energy. Curryman starts off with SABIN. He knocks him down and walks on his back. They trade arm drags before SABIN hits him with a big time dropkick. Shelly is in now with a double axe from the top. He doesn't do much and SABIN comes back in with an axe of his own. The Guns hit a suplex and then the Guns speed up the pace. Motor City are too confident and Curryman makes it back up to help his team get back in this one. Curryman sticks SABIN in the corner and hits the ass to the back. He wants to hit a dive but SABIN slams him. Shelly then hits a jumping mule kick on Curryman. It's not looking good for him. Shelly then destroys both our guys with a half DDT half flatliner. Curryman and SHARKBOY are shoved out the ring and then the Guns hit them with double suicide dives. Suddenly Scott Steiner is here with PETEY and RHAKA. The match is thrown out, which is probably a good thing because we were getting our asses kicked. Just like when they bring you the beer at the end of your meal and it makes you squeal. This one's a D for the Curryman. Match 11, 6-way match. Curryman takes on Jimmy, Don't Let Him Near a Mic Rave with Hoyt and HEMME, Consequences Creed, Johnny Devine, SHARKBOY and Make Believe Muscle PETEY Williams with RHAKA. Curryman starts out with a dance on Devine's back. He isn't impressed and he springs off the ropes and gives Curryman a DDT. This causes SHARKBOY to come in and save his friend. He regrets that as he gets his fin kicked for ages. Johnny Devine, who wrestles in jeans, misses a 450 and Curryman gets back in. Curry gives Jimmy a back body drop and a massive clothesline. Then he boxes Rave's ears and sends PETEY into the corner to hit the ass shot. Curryman hits the big top rope crossbody but the pin is broken up. PETEY sends him out the ring and he dives on top of him with the hurricanrana. It's not going well again for Curryman here as Creed hits a senton onto the outside. Everyone starts nailing their finisher but Curryman can't hit Creed with his. Curry thinks he has it won with a slingshot suplex on Jimmy, but HEMME takes the referee. Curryman tries to spice rack on Rave, but Hoyt grabs his leg. Then a rarity on this show. The match is won by Jimmy, Don't Let Him Near a Mic Rave, with the move that rocked the world. Unfortunately, this grade didn't rock and it's a D. Match 12, Sacrifice 2008 Terror Dome match, another first on Ring of the Hawk. For the number one contendership for the X-Division title and also the world title. Curryman, SONJAY DUTT, Consequences Creed, SHARKBOY, Jimmy Don't Let Him Near a Mic Rave, Kaz, the Motor City Machine Guns, Johnny Devine and Jay Lethal. So basically, there's a reason there haven't been many Terror Dome matches, because throughout TNA's history, it's always sucked. It's too hard to see anything and it's pretty hard for the wrestlers to escape through the hole at the top. Creed starts out smacking Curryman out of his rolling clothesline. The Guns dominate this match, maybe Curryman should have worked with his partner SHARKBOY like these guys. Curryman tries to hit the spice rack on Dutt, but he seems to be having trouble hitting that move nowadays, and Dutt reverses and hits something. Who knows, the camera angle sucks. Curryman waits for ages with Dutt on the top rope to do a spot. After a full 3 minutes, he powerbombs Dutt onto all the other guys. Rave takes him out of a clothesline. Jimmy thinks he's got this one won, but Curryman stops him and he nails a top rope spice rack. Damn, I spoke too soon earlier. He tries to climb and he pushes Kaz away from him. Kaz won't be stopped and he gives him a reverse flux capacitator from the top. Johnny Devine comes closest to winning, but Kaz drops him and sends him onto the other guys. Kaz crawls out the little hole in the top and wins the match. Not a fan of the Terror Dome, it's just a cage match which is hard to crawl out of, and you can't hit any cool dives off the top of the cage. Not a great deal to say about Curryman in this one, just a powerbomb and a spice rack, I'll give him a C. Match 13, King of the Mountain match. Wow, we're going for all the TNA match stipulations in this video. What's next? Fucking Ultimate X. Number one contendership for the X-Division title. Curryman versus Jimmy Rave with HEMME versus Chris Sabin versus Johnny Devine versus Kaz. Sabin almost rolls Curryman up straight away and he chokes him in the corner of his boot. If you've not seen one of these before, you have to pin someone to become eligible and then hang the red X using the ladder. If you get pinned, you have to go in the penalty box. During the break, Rave hits the Rock the World on Curryman and he has to go in the box. Rave is now eligible and he almost hangs the X, but Sabin makes the save with the dropkick. Chris Sabin immediately makes himself eligible to hang the X. Curryman then monkey flips Kaz into the ladders and it certainly looks like a bad landing. He can't make a pin though as Johnny Devine spikes him with a DDT. He sets up a ladder on the ropes and he suplexes the Curryman onto the ladder. Later in the match, Sabin hits a crossbody off the penalty box onto Curryman. Kaz slams a ladder off the box onto Rave to become eligible. Devine then rolls up Kaz straight away, so now he's eligible too. It's just not going well. It seems to be that we're the only one who isn't eligible. We then finally do something with a spice rack on Johnny Devine. Curryman continues his offense with a slingshot suplex. The ladder is too destroyed and we can't climb it and we have to get a new one. We finally have the X and Curryman climbs the ladder. Kaz unfortunately pushes him from the top and hangs the X to win the match. I don't want to be too harsh, because it certainly wasn't a bad match, but Curryman did the least out of everyone in this one. No cool dives on like everyone else. It feels like this Curry is cool. It's a D. Match 14, Alex KOSLOV. Not exactly a familiar name to TNA audiences. He has one of those special hats to show that he's Russian, and he takes on our guy Curryman. KOSLOV starts out working on his curry eating arm, but Curry takes him off his feet for a 1 count. Everyone's running around and then suddenly KOSLOV holds up his hand to tell him to stop and then he does the cobbler's dance. Shades of Hector Garza Jr. minus the cobbler's part. Curryman thinks it's stupid and he does a dance of his own. We get a drop toe hold and a back walk. Curryman now hits a big clothesline before getting slammed in the corner. KOSLOV snaps off a vicious suplex and he puts his little hat on. He does some Cossack kicks. Curryman rolls him out of a small package for a 2. Then out of nowhere, KOSLOV hits a big enziguri kick, but somehow Curryman kicks out of that one. The Curryman then mounts a comeback for a bit of a drop kick and the ass to the back special. We get the slingshot suplex for another 2. KOSLOV is still in this one and he hands out a power slam. KOSLOV is able to fight off the spice rack and he hits a Russian leg sweep. He goes to the outside to hit a springboard splash and this one's over. It seems we've turned into enhancement talent here, but we're trying to be entertaining still. It's a low C. Match 15, Milano Collection AT. What kind of name is that? He also has an invisible dog. Whatever, he's accompanied by Yoshino and he takes on the Curryman. We start off with a Curryman dropkick, but then he almost rolls him up. Then Milano starts rolling the Curryman around and he eventually pins him for a 2. Milano almost falls from the top and then the Curryman slams him. A back body drop follows and an ass to the back. Curryman then misses a dive and he tries a clothesline, but AT matrixes away from it and Curryman dodges his kick and hits a clothesline. AT kicks Curryman in the back of the head and again to the face. I thought it was over, but Curryman makes it up at 2. We nail a top rope crossbody now, but there's a ref bump. AT hits a smack to the slash zone and a twisting springboard moonsault for the 3. A fun match. It's always good to see new people. This one gets a C. Match 16, Victory Road 2008 World X Cup match, 4-team elimination. Team Japan is Yoshino, Puma and Milano Collection AT versus Team Mexico, Ultimo Guerrero, Ray Bucanero and Averno versus Team International, Douglas Williams, Alex KOSLOV and Tyson Ducks versus Team TNA, the Motor City Machine Guns and Curryman. They should definitely have another World X Cup in TNA, by the way, before we get into this match. Curryman starts off with Yoshino. I swear I've never seen anyone run as fast as he can. He tries to run a bit too much and Curryman trips him up and walks on his back. Chris Sabin is in now. Tyson Ducks is the first elimination. I doubt many men would kick out of that one. Mexico lose a guy next as Puma goes down to a similar manoeuvre to the Angel's Wings. Later in the match, the Guns end up in a double Boston Crab and the man made of curry has to make the save. This helps Chris Sabin eliminate Milano Collection with the Cradle Shock. Averno of Team Mexico is the next one out, following a rolling pin. Curryman's now back in the ring with KOSLOV, who gives him a power slam. He grabs his little hat and does that funny dancing kick thing. Sabin doesn't appreciate that and he kicks him down. Chris Sabin is then almost eliminated by the rolling Chaos Fury, but again Curryman makes a save for his team. Douglas Williams and Curryman seem to be pretty even and we get a double down as they smack each other out. Team Mexico then fly into the ring without an invite and they send Douglas into the Curryman. Curryman is now down in the corner and Ultimo Guerrero does a corner stand and crashes down with all his weight on our guy. It's really not going well for Curryman, who attempts a Frankenstein for the corner, which is then reversed and he's powerbombed by Guerrero. That's game over for Curryman, his team will have to fight on without him. It eventually comes down to Alex Shelley versus Yoshino, with Team TNA picking up the victory after a 25-minute match. Probably the best opener I've ever seen in TNA, but from Curryman's point of view, he really didn't do anything, so it's a D. Match 17, 6-man tag, Johnny Devine and the Fart and Ship session with Christy HEMME versus Curryman, SHARKBOY and Jay Lethal with SoCal Val. Curryman slams HEMME overhead, but she doesn't let him walk on her. Then he gropes her and the Rockers take him out. Raven Hoyt hit Curryman with a double elbow for a 2. Johnny Devine is in now and he hits a couple of knees. Eventually Curry hits a clothesline for a double down. He manages to roll forward and tag Jay Lethal in. Not much to really say as Lethal wins a short match with a lethal combination. It's a D for being entertaining briefly. Match 18, Sonjay Dutt versus Curryman. Dutt starts kicking his legs out and then he walks on Curryman's back, stealing our spot. Curryman then does it back to retaliate. We hit a hard slam and Curryman does a wacky dance. The Curryman is on full offense here and the Guru has to call for a timeout and then he sends Curryman into the turnbuckle. Sonjay Dutt hits a back breaker but then he misses his attack in the corner and he gets the ass to the back. Sonjay then gets back in this one and he charges Curryman in the corner and then kicks him in the face. Sonjay hits a guillotine leg drop and makes the cover with his feet on the ropes for the 3. This honestly belongs to the shove it zone, but that dance and that pause made me laugh, so it's a D. Well, what I haven't talked about much in this video is that Curryman has actually been involved in a fair few backstage comedy segments, and he also has the Prince Justice Brotherhood. This is a group of superheroes, also including SHARKBOY and Super Eric. This kind of thing is factored into the final grade. Match 19, Jimmy Rave with Christy HEMME versus Curryman, who hits a senton straight to the outside whilst the music is still playing. He wants to attack Rave on the apron, but HEMME blocks him and Rave slams him on the apron. Jimmy stomps on him a bunch of times for a 2 count. Jimmy Rave then attempts his finisher, but Curryman fights it off and hits a spinning heel kick. Curryman gives him a back body drop and a clothesline. Then the Curryman hits a springboard crossbody for a 2. The Curryman gets a knee to the gut and a knee to the face for a 2. Curryman isn't messing around here and he hits a nice backbreaker, then he picks him up and hits the spice rack for the 3. HEMME slaps him and kicks him in the slash zone after the match. Lance Hoyt powers him down until the rest of his superhero friends make the save. Nice to see a win, and it almost felt like he knew he had to win this one as he was slipping into the turd zone. This one gets a C. Match 20, No Surrender 2008, 6-person tag match. The Fart and Shit Obsession, all 3 members will be fighting in this one, even HEMME. Versus the Prince Justice Brotherhood, Super Eric, Sharkboy and the Curryman. Eric beats up Jimmy Rave with ease. I don't think he even needs his partners. Lance Hoyt tries to fight him with a cigarette in his mouth, which was a bad choice. Curryman throws some headbutts when he gets in, but somehow he doesn't smash his little plate. He wants to fight Christy HEMME and he forces Rave to tag her in. HEMME puts him in a headlock, but the Curryman enjoys that one and he wants another. Then he ends up behind her, which he also likes. HEMME hits a diving crossbody, but Curryman catches her. He doesn't slam her, instead he dusts off her ass from the mould from the TNA locker room. Lance Hoyt, who has a tramp stab, cheats on the outside on the Shark as the Obsession finally makes some progress in this match. The Shark eventually makes a tag as HEMME is messing around. Curryman hits the ass to the tramp stamp and then he hits a backbreaker on Rave. Curryman gets sidetracked by HEMME again and he starts dancing with her, then he kisses her. She seems to like it, but he rolls her up and then the pin gets broken up. Hoyt hits a big slam and HEMME hits the fire crotch guillotine on Curryman, but that pin gets broken up too. Super Eric hits the double Death Valley driver on the Obsession and Curryman covers HEMME. He likes lying on her too much and stays there for a while stroking her. A fun opener for the pay-per-view, it's a C. Match 21, 6-man tag, Petey Williams, Jimmy Rave and Johnny Devine with HEMME, Hoyt and RHAKA versus the Prince Justice Brotherhood. Curryman starts this one with a dancing elbow to Petey Williams. He struggles with the sheer number of enemies around him and he gets a Rave slam on the apron. Petey Williams also hits a diving hurricanrana to the outside. Back in the ring, Devine snaps off a suplex and a couple of high knees. The Curryman is desperate for a tag, but Devine powers him back into the corner. Devine crashes into Petey Williams, which allows Curryman to hit the Death Valley driver. He can't make the cover, but he does manage to tag Super Eric in. Eventually, the other teams all smash into each other and Eric Young wins with a crossbody from the top. And yet, this is honestly the first one that sucked from our guy's point of view, isn't it?
Jesus, no!
Match 22, Bound for Glory 2008, Terror Dome match, twice in one video. Alex Shelley versus Jay Lethal versus Curryman versus SABIN versus DUTT with SoCal Val versus Jimmy Rave with Christy HEMME versus Johnny Devine versus Petey Williams versus Sharkboy versus Super Eric. So it's a bunch of X-Division midgets, have you got that? I can only see this one going badly for the Curryman. He does hit an ass in the corner to Devine. Both Curryman and Sharkboy then get a triple suplex. Later on, Curryman gets kicked by the guns whilst he's on the top rope. The highlight for our guy is a backbreaker on DUTT from the top rope. Also worth pointing out that Johnny Devine almost broke Jimmy Rave's neck in this one. Sorry for mentioning it, but there's really fuck all to say from Curryman's point of view. Curryman hits Devine with the spice rack after he spent a long period on the mat. He also gorilla press slams Sonjay Dutt into the corner. Curryman eventually manages to make some good progress climbing the cage, but he crashes to the mat because he's too tired. Jay Lethal then wins the match shortly afterwards. It's a D, not much to say. Match 23, final match, Final Resolution 2008, Feast or Fired. Another gimmick match ticked off the list. There's about 10 people in this match, so sorry if I don't name them all. The rules with this one is, it's basically a pole match. There are 4 briefcases hung up and the match continues until all 4 have been claimed. One of the cases will get your ass fired. Curryman crotches Hoyt on the top rope, but he hides in the corner for ages then. The crowd seem to know it's Daniels as they chant Fallen Angel for most of the match. I don't know what they're chanting at, he's not doing anything. Curryman and Sharkboy are still friends and they take out Mold Dog. Hernandez wins the first case. Curryman then takes down the second case. The rule is that you have to carry the case to the floor outside the ring. When Curryman gets down from the turnbuckle, we realise he's surrounded. So he does a senton to the outside whilst holding the case. Fair play to him, he always tries to do something to entertain the fans, even if he doesn't have much to do. This one's a D, and that's game over. Okay, so let's fast forward to the next impact. Well, unfortunately for poor Curryman, his case contained the fired slip. So Daniels has now come full circle as we started this video of him being fired as Christopher Daniels, and now he's fired as Curryman. I really enjoyed this run. It did go downhill around the middle. It felt a bit like they stopped caring about him. It's cool that his offense was mostly different from when he's Christopher Daniels. He came up with lots of his own spots. His entrance got the audience really hyped, and he was one of those characters that would have drawn attention from new viewers. He certainly was eye-catching. He was wearing a bright yellow-orange bodysuit with a plate of curry glued to his head, for God's sake. Now, although his grades in these matches went downhill, we also have to factor in promos and entertainment on Ring of the Hawk, and he filled the comedy role pretty nicely. The final grade for Curryman on Ring of the Hawk Season 2 is a B. So it looks like we have a new leader on the board. It was about time somebody impressed, and if you don't agree with that, I'll beat you in the chest.